Welcome everybody to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. This is the TV edition, so we're gonna find out all of the mysteries. All right, we're gonna find out what happened at the end of My Name Is Earl. We're gonna find out why there were two Darrens on Bewitched. We're gonna have, we're gonna expose everything today. We're gonna even find out what really happened to James Amos on Good Times. Everything is coming out today. I'd like to know myself because
Right?
when he
How?
left.
Don't
Yeah.
forget the show Lost. We got to talk about Lost too. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about loss. We're gonna expose everything. Let's see what else we can. We're gonna talk how we're gonna expose how Dharma and Greg was on TV for 6 years. I don't know about how they did it. We're gonna everything's being revealed today. We're revealing how Big Bang Theory was on for like 13 years. Like, like
Yeah.
that's a lot of banging, but whatever. That's what the name of the show. That's not a euphemism. That's the name of
Right.
the show. Yeah. No, but for real, welcome everyone to the show. I am Mascara. With me, as always, is the James Avils to my what was her name? The mom. The damn that lady.
Yeah.
DG83. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Today, yeah, we're starting off light today. We are having a episode where we've kind of been not talking about this, but I think it'd be kind of a cool episode to do. This is our like mid-October episode. So
Yeah.
if you do things for mid-October, good for you. If not, enjoy the topic because we're not going to go any deeper into it than that. Today we are talking Funko Pop, specifically the Ninja Turtles. What
Yep.
I have some, and I figured I have most of the regular ones that are readily available to people. I'm not a big chaser or a collector of it, but I have enough, so I figured it would be a cool topic. Not, I'm not gonna be reviewing one and one. No, one clump sum I think is pretty good. Uh, what about you, buddy? You got any of these things or no?
I used to have a Tommy Oliver Green Ranger, the one without the helmet on it. I used to have one of those,
Okay,
and I actually gave it to my son about a year and a half ago because I'm not really a big fan of these Funko Pops. I think they look cool at times, but it's like they just take up too much space. For such a
yeah,
little thing, takes up too much space.
yeah, yeah. I hear you on that.
But
Uh,
again, there are like one or two of them I really do want, and
yeah,
they are Power Ranger related, not Turtle related. But I want
yeah,
like the Ultra Megazord one they had.
yeah.
Talk
Gotcha.
about space. Talk about a space thing. That thing's huge. And then the Rita and Zordon from the 2017 movie pack that they had, the green. It's the only way you can get the Green Ranger from that movie. It's from from those Funko
From the
Pop.
movie?
Yeah, the 2017 movie.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
talking about the repainted Red Ranger with like the glossy Green Ranger pop. Is that the one you're talking about? The two pack that's supposed to be Zordon and Rita.
Rita. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because Zordon
yeah,
was the first Red Ranger in that
Ranger.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I get you. I get you.
but that's the only way you can grab that Green Ranger because no one that made the toy. I guess the toy was supposed to come out, but never did. But yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
so
it's a
let
repaint, so it's not
yeah.
a big thing there. But yeah,
No.
you're right. I don't think they released Rita single, right? Because
Mm,
that was Rita as the Green Ranger. Because they released regular like Rita, the Elizabeth Banks Rita, not the morphed Rita,
yeah,
right?
yeah. They
Yeah,
released
you're
the
talking
normal
about the
Rita.
morph pack. Yeah,
The Morphin Pack one. No, they didn't never release that one. Unfortunately, that's
yeah,
that's the one thing that I wish they had more of in the movie was just a
hmm
little more of like there's a scene in there where she says, "Oh, let me put my armor on, and I'll show you mine if you show me yours." I'm like, I'm gonna see the Green Ranger armor on her. That's gonna look awesome. No, she didn't do that. you know.
yeah,
Um, but anyways, back to Funko Pops. Back to the
yeah. The topic of the
turtles.
day.
Yeah.
Before we start
So
getting into some of these images, I'll say this: as a toy maker, I kind of like the Funko thing because it keeps its aesthetic. like you're looking at the sculpt. You're not really buying it for like, oh, give me 100 points of articulation. Oh, this
No.
can flip backwards, and the arm can this and then that. Yeah, I also they get so many licenses. You know,
Oh
like I think
yeah.
they're perfect for like video game stuff because they get licenses that don't get toy runs. Like Banjo Kazooie never got a proper toy line. But the other day I went to GameStop and I bought a little Banjo Kazooie for like $12. Hell yeah, I like
There you
Banjo
go.
Kazooie.
Yeah.
Or this I don't know if I ever told you, but there's this movie that came out by Robert Rodriguez like what, like 5 years ago now, called the Alita Battle Angel. And it was
Sounds
this
familiar.
this like girl that was found. She's a robot girl, and this creator like puts her together and puts arms and legs on her. But the point is, Funko actually made figures of
Oh
the movie.
wow.
They only made like two, but still, like I
Hey.
liked the movie enough where I wanted one. So since there wasn't
Yeah.
anything else, I figured, okay, fine, get an Alita one.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with Funko Pops. They make great stuff. I mean, and they get in different sizes too. They can have really tiny ones. They got the standard ones. They got jumbo
yeah,
ones. They got all kinds of things. The
I think
brand
they hit their
Funko.
sweet spot with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that their specific sweet spot is doing mascots. When
Oh
they do
yeah.
mascots, because like video game mascots, like I think the best stuff they've honestly ever done sculpt wise has probably been like the Banjo Kazooie pops. Have you seen it? Not Banjo Kazooie, I'm sorry, Crash Bandicoot. We're talking video games.
I don't
The
think I've
Crash
seen the
Bandicoot, they did a good amount of pops.
really.
Yeah, yeah. I have a few of them, but they stopped because they had done like the Crash Bandicoot, Neo Cortex, Tiny, Coco, and then they like stopped.
Wow.
They did a bunch of repaints, and then like 2 years ago they did Crash Bandicoot in Space, which is supposed to represent Crash Bandicoot 4, but they
Yeah.
didn't do a
Yeah.
whole new characters. They just did that one crash to kind of shut people up.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of my thing. They get so many licenses, you're gonna eventually get a pop whether you like it or not. Just out of they do. Well, we're joking about good times and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's good times pops, or there's like a JJ Walker pop. There should be My Name Is Earl pops if you're gonna actually like look at it. Look at it. I wish they would do more video game stuff. I honestly do.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like 2 weeks ago we were talking also like remember video games? We were talking a little bit about video games and we were talking about Killer Instinct this year.
Yes.
I think that'd be pretty cool if they started doing some, Killer Instinct pops, or they
Oh
did
yeah.
uh, Bloody Roar pops, stuff like that. Nobody else is gonna touch them and try to make articulation and all of these things, but have some
Yeah.
sort of representation for the figures, you know.
Yeah. I'm
But
trying. I'm
yeah,
back to the main topic.
no. I'm sorry, but I
Oh
digress.
no
Go
no.
ahead.
I was trying to think of a video game. And I can't remember the name of it, but it's a fighting game. But it was on the Dreamcast. I played it on the Dreamcast. I can't
Soul
remember what it
Calibur.
is. That it is. That's it. Soul
I love me
Calibur.
some Soul Calibur. Boy, watch out. I'm a
Can you
Tekken fan, so it uses the Tekken engine. I like that. The
can you
shoulder buttons to
imagine?
do the finishes.
Can you imagine that as a pop? As a pop, I can imagine like yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but
Well,
I imagine them doing like the one good guy and then go F yourself. 4 years
yeah.
later, they do a variant of that guy, and eventually they give you the bad guy or
Okay,
something.
fine. McFarlane making it, making a line, or Jada, however you want to pronounce it.
I think no, wait, go back to what you were saying. McFarlane doing Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
Now you got some. Now you're saying something. They can make Valdo, the girl with the big personality and the purple stripes and the little short hair. All the dudes with the
yeah,
he would do a knockout job because they don't have that DC problem that DC doesn't want to do guns. But like Soul Calibur is all swords and blades, and they don't have
yeah,
to have that problem. So they do
yeah,
really good, and I could see them doing that. They, McFarlane McFarlane really could do a no. You make a really solid point there.
yeah.
I think
Oh,
I said it last time. I would love like a decently articulated Megazord line from McFarlane. I don't think he needs to get into the ranges, but there's enough Zords where you can make a line out of just
oh
8-inch
yeah.
Zords. But I digress on that. But yeah, you were saying Soul Calibur. What else would you like to see?
Power Stone.
Powers.
It's kind of like it's a fighting game, but you collect these little
Yeah,
stones and then you morph into like these basically like Power Rangers. Really, they're like these suits that are like Iron Man slash Power Ranger type suits. Every
yeah,
character does something different after they morph, but I thought it was kind of cool. You got at least you know two for each character. I think there was like a total of like four characters when you start the game. But yeah,
yeah.
it'd be kind of neat because you could even have the whole like I said, two characters, or at least maybe a character without the helmet on. You could put the helmet on. I don't know. It would be interesting to see. It's a very popular game. They just re-released it on the I think it's Capcom collections for the Switch. And it's gonna be on
Yeah.
the PS5 and stuff too. But yeah,
Oh,
Power Stone and Power Stone 2. Yeah.
was that the one where like it's kind of an adventure game because you have to like break a box and then you get an amulet and then you throw it at people. Like, you basically throwing stuff at each other and once in a while you can morph. That's what Power Stone is. And there's a lot
Pretty
of like
much
ship based levels stuff.
pretty much, but it's a fighting game, so if you can kill them without morphine if you're fast enough. But the whole point is to get that extra boost. And I don't think I don't remember the game very well, but I played it when it came out on the Dreamcast once or twice, and I thought it was really fun. It's no Soul Calibur. It's not. It's no Soul Calibur or Killer
That was
Instinct or anything like that.
good
No.
engine, bro. Like as far as video games and weight and like combat, Soul Calibur,
Hmm.
that is a damn good engine. Did you ever play the PlayStation version? I think it was called like Soul Blade or something.
If I did, I don't remember it.
Before Soul Calibur,
Yeah,
it had a different name.
I probably don't, probably didn't
Yeah.
then.
I think I have it. Why don't you tell the nice people about subscribing while I look for it in my little video game drawer? See if I
Okay.
can somehow find it.
So, anyways, guys, if you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and do all those things that we get told not to tell you guys to do anymore because you guys don't like hearing it. According to all my research that I've been listening to with all these different podcasts from these pros, they say don't do that anymore. So I didn't do that. You didn't hear that out of me, but don't subscribe, don't like, don't do any of that notification bell thing. Just share. You know. And
Yeah.
if you want to just fast forward through the stuff you don't want to hear, go for it. Doesn't bother me any. As long as you hear what you need to hear.
Yeah, we're doing the patronizing version of the episode today.
That's
Yeah,
right. Just don't even do
turn
it.
it off and go sleep. Take a nap. I do have
Just
this. Can you
oh,
see this?
awesome. Yeah, I see it.
This was Star Gladiator. It's a Capcom game. I don't know if you played this. This was a fighting game too, but wasn't very
No,
popular.
no.
Oh man,
I
I
didn't
have a
I
little
didn't
story for this one too.
okay.
So I went to a video game store years ago, right? And I bought the game, but it didn't have a case. And man, so I wanted the cover for it, right? So I found the cover online, and then I put it on a USB, and then I took it to I think it was Office Depot or Office Max or one of these things. Oh my God, they started acting like I was El Chapo or something just because I wanted to print the cover to my video game, bro. Like, oh wait, we need three proofs of ID. Are you gonna sell this? Are you gonna do this? I just wanted the little case. Oh man, you wouldn't have. They called the manager on me and everything, bro, just
Just
to get. I only want one. Like you could, fine. I'm bootlegging if I'm making 40, but if you're just printing one, what do you
wow.
think I'm doing? And the lady was like, "Oh, I can't let you walk out of the store with that." It was a 40-cent print, and they made such a big deal about it, bro. I think I ended up going to the one that got closed, Office Max,
Oh yeah, I
because
remember
all of
that.
these office places keep like merging and dividing. I don't know what
Yeah.
Staples and went to a competitor one, and I ended up printing it. But still, like,
That's stupid.
you ever tried printing a cover for your game? You ever done anything like that? Like,
I have never done it outside of my house. No, I've done reprints of DVD covers and stuff when stuff happens to them. but it's
Yeah,
just a reprint. I'm not using it to sell it to anybody or anything. It's just
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. I don't see the big deal if you're doing one. It's like,
Well,
why am
it's
I
it's
gonna
like
do
this.
with one?
It's like the same idea as like you take a since we're on video game topics. Let's say we take apart an old fashioned N64, right? You have that little piece
Yeah,
of plastic in the front of it that says Nintendo 64 or Nintendo 64 with a little N. Say you lose
yeah.
that piece when you take it apart, you can reprint it, 3D printed now.
Oh, the little
What's the
logo,
yeah, the little
the
logo
Nintendo
that
logo.
yeah, that thing pops off. I
Oh
know
yeah,
because I've
that's
seen people
copyright
take
infringement as hell,
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
there.
But it's the
That's
same
not a
thing
40 cent
though.
print, bro.
No, it's $1.25 to print a 3D printer.
Yeah,
But but you know what I mean? I mean it's the same concept. And I'm not using it for reselling it or something or making thousands of them. I'm using
yeah,
it
yeah.
because I
You're
lost the
doing
one I
one
had.
for you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
personal
exactly.
use.
And even if I wanted to sell it to somebody, big deal. What are they gonna do? Hunt me down? I mean Nintendo might. But that's if I was making more than probably $100 off of it. If I was making like maybe 5 of them or 10 of them, probably wouldn't be a big deal. But still, it's like, come on now. It's like it's a piece of paper with a photo on it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I know somebody that got jammed up because he was doing replacement PlayStation start buttons,
yeah,
and I'm not gonna go into it, but I don't see them. He's not actually recreating the motherboard. It's just, the PlayStation. You have to press the
a big
original
round
PlayStation. You have to
button.
press it, press it. Eventually, that
Yeah,
little spring breaks, and the sensor knob doesn't hit to the back of the
yeah.
motherboard to actually say wake up and turn on. So sometimes you have to replace that, but he got jammed up. So
Wow, that's crazy.
because they say that it's a breach of the terms and conditions when you bought the system,
But the
but
system's
he's
so
not opening the
old.
systems. He just makes the piece, you know.
Yeah.
But getting back to the topic of the day, because when we start
Wait,
talking
wait, wait,
PlayStation
wait.
parts,
What was the
we
topic of the
deviated too
day
much.
again? What was the topic of the day again?
Funko,
Oh, Funko. That's
Funko
right.
Pop. We're we're popping hard today.
Are
Yeah,
we talking about? Are we talking about these guys right here?
hell yeah. The
All right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Look how nice they look together, but I think they look pretty damn good. Like all
They
four of
do.
them look good.
They do look good.
What do you think? Uh,
Well,
do you have?
I think.
Do you want to get these or like? Because
Well,
these are the ones to get. These
well,
are
I said
the
they.
four the toy ones, the
Yeah,
Playmates ones.
these are the Playmates versions. Yeah. Well, you know what? They did an excellent job with Donatello and Leonardo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a nice face sculpt they have.
everything is so clean on that too.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
what
know if you
every
do.
last suit should do.
Yeah. I don't know if you got my joke about the whole face thing.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
faces
yeah.
are actually
Because
where they're supposed to be.
yeah,
They're not
exactly.
switched out.
I switched out. Yeah. No, no, these guys look amazing. Like I said, I don't really want to start collecting Funko Pops because of the size of it, and the room that I have is very small. Even the like Lego collection that I have
Yeah,
is starting to pile up on me again, and yeah, it's becoming a addiction. Building Legos, build, 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 and have this really cool looking thing, and hope to God no one knocks it over. So
yeah, that's true. And
yeah,
it's a space killer, right? Because a lot of
it
Lego is like
is.
sets.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
it's a
made
set.
the Death Star. I made this. I made that.
Oh, I
Sets.
had I had the Mega Block Technodrome that I literally put together
I like to
and
see that. That'd be pretty cool.
no, I put it together and I had to take it apart because I had no space for it. And my kid came along and knocked it over. I'm
Oh
like,
man,
I have no space for this to keep it safe. That thing was flipping huge and it weighed a ton. I mean, the whole ball was probably about like that big or bigger. It was like the actual Technodrome, like the original toy Technodrome.
yeah,
It even opened up and everything.
yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
Now that you say that, you just gave me an idea for a season 3 episode.
Oh yeah.
If we get a season 3, because life's moving. But that'd be cool to do like a season. Like if you could put it back together, we do a full review and like back and forth with it. because it's a
Yeah.
big playset, anyways. You know.
Oh, it was huge. It had a big,
Yeah,
thick
that
book.
sounds
The book,
interesting. I think there's enough like content to make an episode out of
yeah, the booklet is that thick. I mean, literally, it's that
it.
thick. It's like a novel. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So, anyways,
let's take a little pause here because I have to go to the bathroom first.
all right, 1 second.
If
What's
you
my
like to take a pause too.
okay?
Okay. So as you were saying about the Technodrome by Mega Blocks.
Oh, yeah. So, the booklet is like a novel. It's thick, like this big. It came in well, it came in one big box, but it was two separate boxes. I think it was like 12,000 pieces or something like that. It was huge. Or 120,000. I don't know. It was big. And I remember putting that base together took me just the base, not the ball. The base itself took me like 3 days to make. I mean, it was just it takes a long time to build that damn thing.
Did you have the regular one or like the movie edition? Because I
Oh,
know
it
they
was
did a
just
movie.
as far as I know, it was based on the 1980s cartoon, the
Oh, the regular one, yeah.
version. Yeah, but it was still huge.
All right, cool. So let's get back into the images here. What's the next one?
One with
Oh,
Master
you see.
Splinter. Yeah.
Yeah, this Splinter was released like a year and a half ago, but they
Yeah.
released him in a weird box with Metalhead or something. But that's supposed to be the toy version of Splinter anyway. So
He looks like a
the
chip.
toy version of Splinter, yeah,
He
goes
looks
with
like
the
a
toy version.
chipmunk. He looks like a
Well, that's
chipmunk.
kind of what they're going for. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I like it. That's fine. And that's the last April they released because they've done a couple of Aprils. So I
Well,
think
that one looks good. I like that one.
yeah, she's got black eyes. She's
Yeah.
dead inside now.
Hey, that's okay. A lot of people are dead inside. You just don't know it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Maybe you can cut her head open. There might be a brain inside. Have you seen those? Have you seen those YouTubers or the TikTokers or whatever it is? They cut open a Funko Pop. This
I
little
know what you're talking about. It's sort
yeah,
of a trendy thing from like 3 years ago that people were doing.
yeah. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I wouldn't destroy my figures like that for what? For what?
For
I paid
for
for
a
this
little
thing.
brain,
You know?
a little
Yeah,
brain, or a little character inside the character, something stupid like that.
yeah. You do
Anyways,
something like that, you're the one with the little brain because you just threw away $12 or whatever.
yeah,
Sorry, but you just threw away money. There
man,
it is
that
with brain.
now that looks awesome.
Yeah.
But
Would
how
it have killed
tall
them
is
to
that
put a
thing?
little articulation in the hands, bro? Like, give me that. Give me arm swivels, and I'll be happy. You don't need to cut anymore. Head and arms. That's all I want.
Well, you can cut them off, put some ball joints in there, and call it a day.
I've seen some people cut them and then put two magnets so that
There
it
you
could kind
go.
of move. That's not
Yeah,
a bad idea, you know. But still, like that should have something happening there. It's the turtles fighting Krang with Splinter and April in the corner cheering them on. So
yep. Oh wow.
these are the PX collection, but they were all
Okay.
four of them came out in Red Mask. I am not a Red Mask fan, and I think it's
Okay.
very generic, so I decided to just color them in properly. So there you see,
Okay.
Leo's got his blue color, Donnie's got his purple, and Mikey's got his orange.
Well,
You,
in this case, I agree with you. I think they would have looked kind of like the new Mondo that we'll talk about later.
oh yeah,
Anyways,
we're gonna get into
yeah,
that. Believe me.
yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah. Anyways, when we get into it, I'll explain why I thought it was what I thought it was. Anyway, so,
yeah. So with
uh,
that one, funny enough, the only one I couldn't find was Raphael. Like the one that's supposed to be in
well,
red that I don't have to paint. That's the one I couldn't find in store.
yeah, and unfortunately, you can't just paint one red. You know, buy an extra one and paint one red because it wouldn't work because you got these
I
weapons in hand.
Yeah, you want to know something funny? I bought Raphael, this version of Raphael, the PX Raphael, on eBay, and they sent me the wrong one, so I had to send it back. And then I bought it on
Oh my god.
Amazon, and Amazon did the same damn thing. They sent me another Donatello, and because they all have the red bandana, and I was like, forget it. Here, they'll send it back. So I tried twice to buy the Raphael, and twice I got stiffed. So even though the images said one thing, and then
Oh
I mean, I
yeah,
didn't get stiffed because I got my money back, but still, it's like twice I tried to buy this. We
yeah,
can
yeah.
move on to the
I
next
get it.
image, buddy.
So you got Leatherhead, Metalhead, and I can't remember the guy's name in the middle.
Slash.
Slash. That's right.
Yeah, that's the Slash that's out now. That comes with like a little pet
You know what that reminds
version
me
of him.
of? No, yeah, that reminds me of the Turtles 2 video game. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Turtles 3. Sorry, 3 for the NES. You fight Slash, and he's that color blue. Literally that color. I don't think he has any other color on him, but just that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this Slash is supposed to be the toy colors because it's got the purple points or whatever, the purple
Yeah,
bands with the one yellow eye. I thought that was cute too. The way they did one yellow eye and one white eye. I was like, all right, well, you got me there.
Metalhead
The
looks kind of funny to me.
the metalhead looks weird, bro, because
Yeah, I mean,
it just looks weird. That's
he
just
looks
what
like
it
he's
just looks
smiling
weird.
almost. It looks like he's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like he's half happy. And the Leatherhead is the oldest figure of all of them because that Leatherhead is supposed to represent the cartoon, but they didn't
Okay.
really make the cartoon accurate Leatherhead in the original Playmates line. So that one
Yeah,
doesn't go with them, but it goes with them at the same time. Because I figured out I'm
got
not gonna
it.
throw them away. I'm not gonna use them. It's fine.
No.
These are the first wave of movie figures
Okay.
that I yeah with Splinter here with the Ghost of Splinter with the Spirit of
Yeah, the
Splinter.
Spirit of Splendor. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I liked it. I think it looks fine. And that's with the second version of the because they've done three waves of the movie ones. I don't have the third one. I haven't been able to find it.
Is this the same Master Splinter? Or is this a different
Yeah, but
one?
it's a different set of turtles, but it's with the
Okay.
same
Well,
story.
yeah.
Because the other one is with holding the donuts that they gave Razor and Toka. The image before, yeah, well, and one of them he's holding the Razor and Toka thing. The don't, yeah,
Oh,
there
this
it
one right
is.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's holding it, and the other one he's eating a slice of pizza where it's followed from the first
Yep.
movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now we got Casey Jones.
Yeah, that's
Good
the
old
PX
Casey.
version and the movie one. I like the movie one. I think they did a good job with that one. I wish they
They
do
did.
more
They did.
movie pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never did an April though. I guess Judith didn't want to make the figure, or the
I was gonna
second
say.
actors didn't want it, or they couldn't figure it
Yeah.
out with it. But they still did this. They still
This
did
is still
Casey.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you understand cricket?
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. The classic. They should have done a variant one with like a 2-pack with Raph and Casey, where Casey's like staring
Yeah.
back, and Raph is stuck in the little
Trash can.
sewer lid. Yeah, the little trash can thing. Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
idea for you, Pop. You guys can use that one. I send one to you
Wow.
free. Using my idea at least.
Yeah.
Here we are with shredders. These are my two shredders. They're super shredders. One of them is the metallic one, and one is the regular one, and the one in the middle is the PX whatever version. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Those are
metallic.
not bad sculpts too. The
No.
PX ones. I just don't like the black wash that they put to try to make it look like a whole thing
Comic.
because you turn the figure around and it's like all black, and then in the
Is
front
it
it's got a little bit
really?
of yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
they're meant to be displayed from the front, not from the back.
Oh
They
yeah,
look
of
like
course.
a black blob. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the Super Shredder, the metallic one, looks really good.
yeah.
Are they the same size or not? Because the
Yeah, yeah,
metallic
yeah.
one
It's
looks
just the
smaller.
it's just the variant. I just have one like slightly slanted to the
Oh,
left.
you're doing one of those tricks, one of those illusion tricks. Okay,
It's an
I
optical
got you.
illusion,
I
like
gotcha. I gotcha.
Bobby the Brain used to say. Yeah, it's an optical
Yeah.
illusion.
Okay. Yeah, I do like this Super Shredder a lot better than the way
Than the
this one
plain one.
looks.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it, but when I think of Shredder, I think of like heavy metal looking metal. Bright, shiny. Not like this looks like plastic. This looks like it has more of a metal texture to it, even though it's
yeah.
not. You know.
There's a third one I might buy. There's a
Oh
third
yeah.
one of the Super Shredder, but I wouldn't be buying him specifically because it's a 2-pack with a shirt. Like it's all black
Uh,
Shredder with I think like white eyes, but it comes with a nice T-shirt. So, and
got
I
it.
think I've seen it like pretty good price, like $22. Like $22 for a shirt and a pop. You're not gonna beat that.
No, no,
So if you guys are looking for it, they are out there. So moving on, this is Razor and Toka, the movie version.
they
What
look
do you think?
cute.
You like them? You hate them?
Oh, I don't hate them. I think they don't look they look like this. Well, we got smiling people here. I know they're supposed to be like rallying or something, but they look
Mhm.
happy. Like, look, we got a Funko Pop. you know.
Yeah,
Um.
I'm happy they
Yeah.
got them. So,
Well, yeah, exactly. It's cool. Does he have spikes on the back though?
yeah,
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 he
he's
does.
got
Okay.
spikes on him.
Well,
But it's a
Funko Pop usually
softer
does a
version
pretty good
too.
job.
That's why I said that a lot of the Funko stuff works better with mascots because mascots are not like big, pointier hair. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah,
dumbed down a little to make it more appealing. So
exactly.
yeah, we can move on. There, I made a
Wow.
custom, a toy version of Shredder because I had an extra one, and what the hell? I found it at a flea market for
Okay.
like $2. So for like $2, I'm
Oh
gonna
wow.
take it or repaint, and that's with Splinter. And we can move on if you want.
Okay. No, the repaint's interesting.
Yeah, it's the
This is
PX
is
one.
this the same? Is this the same Splinter as before? Or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He just has his head
Okay,
tilted.
I got you. Okay, that's a lot of Leos.
Yeah, that's a lot of Leos.
So I
Now
didn't. This is the
you can
last
see how
picture.
it looks. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't get to ask
they,
you
they,
this. Did you get all three sets of pictures, or you only got one set?
I believe I got all three. Or
Uh,
maybe I only got two. Maybe it was only two sets I had because the
but
other stuff had nothing to do with.
I sent you three because one of the sets of pictures has them scaling with other turtles and other sizes and stuff.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Unless I missed it when I sent it to myself.
yeah. If you want, we could take a pause while you look for that with the magic of
No,
editing. Mm.
don't really need a pause. I just need to see if because I know there was only two sets. The other ones were like stuff you found at a store, like Power Ranger stuff.
Oh yeah, no, no, not
So
that. But
no,
I
no,
did
no.
send more pictures.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh no, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't get them. They just wasn't sent to me immediately when I sent everything else.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
anyways, you can
that might
keep
be why
talking.
stuff
I'll get them up.
here we're having thunderstorms, rain, and stuff. So everything's
Yeah.
been like, delayed. So like, I'll tell somebody, "Hey, I sent you the address," and then 4 hours
Like
later,
what
it's there.
address? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The thunderstorms are killing all of them. I'm surprised we're even doing the episode as smoothly as we are because oof, the
Really?
Wi-Fi, the broadband, the, even the Bluetooth has been pretty bad these few days.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, at least we got it. So
Yeah, it's funny. I say It's kind of my fault when I don't control time, space, and weather. um,
Right.
yeah, but I should, be able to count on time, space, and weather. I actually listened to one of our old podcasts, by the way, while you're looking for that. And I can't believe I did such a rant on, on the floods and rain. It's like, I control time, space, and weather. No, I don't. I don't. I have enough
Wow.
problems with other things.
Yeah. So I found a few extra ones, but the other ones didn't come through the phone. So I just grabbed what I have.
Okay.
Watch it come. Watch it come on the phone later tonight or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. So this is where we ended at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The
these are the
dummies.
last few pictures. Yeah, the
The
Mikeys,
mics.
and then poor Raph only has three.
Yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't
Yeah.
get that damn PX wrap. Yeah, that was the second set I sent with
Yeah.
the groups. The third
Okay.
set was the comparison ones. I have a Leonardo, the one in the middle with the remastered Leonardo with a remastered Toon Leonardo with a Loyal Subjects Leonardo, and the Paleo Patrol Leonardo as well.
Yeah.
But
Well, you
I
know
guess we'll
what?
look at
If
that
I
in another time.
well that or if I find them, I'll just post them with this.
Yeah,
Just
if
put a
tag them
little
at the end of the
overlay or
episode.
something. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you guys might be seeing them because magic of editing. So
Yeah, but
yeah,
right now
there you
there's
go.
nothing there.
Yeah, ooh. Now you're controlling time and space.
Yeah, Mister Editor over here.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a
Kind of
good point
moving
of view.
on from the topic of the day because I think we're done with that.
Yeah. Well, oh, we're done
This
with it.
this
Yeah.
is what I was telling you. So we're talking Soul Calibur.
Okay.
This is actually Soul Calibur. This but it was called Soul Blade. But
Okay. Yeah. I
it
never.
is yeah,
Yeah. I've never played
it's
it. Nope.
pretty fun. It's pretty fun. This was around the time that Tekken was really hot, so they had the
Yeah.
greatest hits. You remember greatest hits for PlayStation? Like
Hmm.
the game sold
I
so many
do.
copies, they
I
started
remember.
making this green.
I
This
remember
green stuff.
greatest hits. I also remember when Xbox used to give out demo disc in their magazine. Yeah. Because I remember buying an Xbox, thinking, "Oh, it'd be really fun to have an Xbox," and then getting Xbox Live and Xbox Magazine just because they had demos of games, and I was like, "Well, these are cool." And now, after a while, the demo disc would just disappear out of every store shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a subscription. Man, this I don't know. There, I'm forever 21, but I remember back in
Yeah.
the day there was this thing called Official PlayStation Magazine that used to
I
come with a
remember
disc
that.
that
Uh-huh.
had demos. You remember that? Like
Yeah.
I'm forever 21, but still, that was pretty cool because you got a magazine and a disc with all of these games you could try out without having to go to Blockbuster and spend 60
Right. I
bucks
mean,
or go in a regular place. Yeah.
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 Go
I
to
like that magazine,
Blockbuster.
but
Yeah.
that was not practical. And it was the most expensive
No.
magazine out at the time. You remember that? It was like
Yep.
$11 and most video game magazines were like 4.99.
Yeah.
Now you can't get I almost is cursed, but you can't get
I
nothing for 4.99, bro.
Well, see, even back then, you got Nintendo Power, you got Xbox, whatever it was, and you got the PlayStation One, all head to head at that point in time. Now you got nothing. Really, you got really
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. I don't know if games like okay, I guess we're talking video game magazines now. This is the video game section. You remember Game Pro?
Yes,
Game Pro was
yes.
Game Pro was like I like GamePro. I I also had, man, this will really like be old school, but you remember official Dreamcast magazine, official
Mm-hmm.
Sega magazine,
Sega, yeah.
bro. You had to get that Sega magazine because they were after the first year of the Dreamcast, it went dry real quick. You remember that
It
first year?
did.
Like every
Yep.
week another video game for Dreamcast would drop, and then after the first year,
That system was underrated. Underrated, guys. That system is still being used today without anybody knowing it. Anytime Sega builds an arcade cabinet, guess what's inside? It's a Dreamcast motherboard. Yes, it's
I didn't
bigger.
know that actually.
That dream,
That's interesting.
yeah, the Dreamcast is a 1-to-1 board for Naomi cabinets, Sega Naomi cabinets. So when you play Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast, that is the actual Crazy Taxi from the arcade. It's just put on a disc instead of being put on little chips. And it runs exactly the same because it's the same hardware. Yes, I'm a little geeky out right now with that.
Nice,
But
nice.
yeah,
I'm with you. So,
so yeah, if you have a Dreamcast, you have an arcade cabinet. It's pretty cool. A Sega Naomi cabinet.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually pretty interesting. I had the Dreamcast for a little bit. That's why I ended up
Hmm.
getting the subscription to the magazine. I thought that game system was fun. I thought the game selections was fun. We're talking just first year, right? When
Yeah.
when they cared, when everybody was hot for Dreamcast. The
This,
first
but
year was a hot year for
yeah,
Dreamcast.
yeah. You got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater. You have the
Buddy, they had
Sonic
Power
Adventures.
Stone. They had
At
Power
Power
Stone.
Stone.
They had
Yeah.
Soul Calibur.
Hmm.
Oh my God, Sonic Adventure. Freaking A, bro. The first one,
I sold that one to a secondhand shop. You wouldn't believe how much I got for that thing.
how much?
I might as well just got my money back from buying a brand new. I got $65 for it. He saw that game
What?
and goes. He saw the game and goes, "Oh my god, it's hard as hell to find a copy of this anywhere. I'll give you $65 for it." I'm like, deal.
Yeah,
It's like I could have bought that brand new back in the day for that. Actually, less than that back in the day. But yeah,
yeah.
he probably took it home with him. I won't even lie. He probably took it home.
Bro, when that system came out, oh my God, it hit so hard. Because
Hmm.
that was after Sega took like a 12-year break from
Yeah.
consoles. You remember? Because that was their
Well,
big comeback. That was a comeback system. That was
yeah.
you know, Nintendo killed them and PlayStation spat on their grave, but they came back. They came back, and
Yeah. Well, they made the
just hit
mistake of
the monster.
they took a Sega Saturn. Well, the biggest mistake about Sega wasn't that the consoles had any issues. All the consoles of Sega were fantastic, way ahead of their time, besides one, and that was the 32X. And Sega
And
screwed
that was kind
America
of
with
an
the
add-on. It
32X.
wasn't. There was a
It,
bundle
it was
thing. It wasn't.
it was an add-on slash pre-made
It's an
ahead of this
upgrade, right?
time
It's
console.
supposed to be the upgrade version, but it's still.
It's supposed to be an upgraded version, but if you look inside of a Sega Saturn, again here comes the more tech god part of me. Sega Saturn uses the same two chips that are in the Sega 32X for processing.
Hmm.
What Sega did was, oh, we need the Sega to last a little bit longer so we can get the Sega Saturn finished. But what happened was the 32X hit the market, and like the next few days, so did the Sega Saturn in Japan. And everybody knew Sega Saturn was coming. So the Sega 32X was just so yeah, and
Yeah,
then the Sega Saturn was revealed by total like whatever. You guys screwed us over, we're gonna screw you over. Pretty much is what America did to Japan. Sega Saturn 32X comes out, blah blah, blah, and Sega Saturn comes out, and Tom Kalinske is his name, was the president of the U.S. of Sega at the time, and he decided, screw it, I'm done with Sega. I'm just gonna screw them over because they're not listening to what I tell them what to do anymore. You know.
yeah,
But yeah, no, none of the consoles of Sega's were bad. They were all good consoles. Even the Sega CD at the time was good. I played this Sega 32X. That was a good system too. I liked it, especially the Star Wars game. It was
I
Star
know
Wars
Saturn
Arcade, I
had
think
a
it
lot
was.
more life across the ocean. Like
Oh
it went
yeah,
on like long.
there's a whole different game library over there.
No, but specifically the Sega Saturn, it died pretty hard here, but
Oh yeah,
overseas, it still lived on for like another year, so a year and a half
oh
or
yeah.
so. Games kept coming out there, but
That thing was so thick and heavy though. I mean, I think it's about the same size as an Xbox. My friend had one, and
yeah,
I thought it was an amazing system. You know, you use the same basic, same 6 button controller as a Sega did. You know, just a different console. I thought it was fantastic. You know, they didn't go out. They didn't really go outside the box too much of how to play the games. They just reinvented the look and the feel of the games, pretty much. You know.
yeah. Going back to my point though of the Dreamcast thing, I think what killed it, obviously, like the third parties not making games for it is a huge thing, but I think the two big
Yeah.
things were the control and the memory card. I could tell you
Oh,
from
yeah.
personal experience, that controller to save a game was a pain in the butt. It had the
The
little. You remember
MVU.
the Dreamcast had a little Tamagotchi type memory
Yeah.
card. It wasn't your regular slot save and be
No.
done. No, you had to save this thing weird,
Yeah, that
and that
thing was supposed
control
to have
people didn't like playing
function.
like this.
Yeah. That little MVU had a function on it that no one could figure out. And to this day, I have no idea how to use it. I just knew I could save my games to it, and that was it. But other than that, the MVU part, like whatever. I
Yeah,
don't have a clue. It had little buttons on it, so you could play like the mini games or something outside the
yeah,
console,
it
and it's
had.
just
That was innovative, but just wasn't the right spot for it. Because like today, you think about that, and that's like a free downloadable game on your phone. Like it's just a bonus thing
well,
that your phone's not supposed to play video games, but it does, you know. Like, but
yeah,
you shouldn't have an issue with just saving a game. It should have been simple.
no,
Like PlayStation's game saves were usually pretty simple. It was a block, you save it, and you're done. With
yeah.
this, it was.
Well,
I Some of them had
with the dream,
autosave. You remember
oh,
that?
yeah,
Some of the games had
some did.
autosave, so you weren't even sure if you saved it or not. I was like,
No. Well, see,
you
Dreamcast
say
had something
so.
else that was
I was like,
yeah, yeah. Dreamcast had
you
something
say
else that
so.
most
All right, I
people
say.
Dreamcast had something that most consoles did not have when they came out to launch. It had a modem, and it was a DSL modem. It wasn't a crappy dial-up. It was a DSL modem built into the system, and it was literally hooked up to the Sega. I think it was called the Sega Network or something like that. But
Yeah, yeah.
you
They
could
had
actually
their
go,
own
yeah,
before PlayStation Network and all that. Sega was the one that did
yeah,
that.
and you could buy a keyboard for it and do chat. You could play games online with people, and this was way before, like you said, PlayStation, Xbox did it. You know,
Yeah, I don't say that
they
they're not
were.
innovative, or Sega wasn't. Sega
Oh
was
yeah,
innovative for their thing. They did a
and
lot
people are
of cool
still
stuff. They just fumbled
peop-
at the ball, I
people are
guess.
still asking them to come back to the consoles. You know, and they don't want to. And I think it's a good but bad mistake. I think it's be good because when that Sega Mini came out, that thing was bought like hotcakes. It was, you know, the Sega 2 Mini came out. That was really limited over here. People bought it. I
Is
think
that
they
like
brought
the
out
plug and play one that they
it
sell at
is a plug.
Walmart? Like, oh, here's 50 games on the Sega Saturn or Sega Genesis or something. Is that what you're talking about? That you just
Yeah, but
plug
this
in and
one's
they're
made.
already in the game? Or there's something else?
It, it has a. It's like the Nintendo Mini type thing. Remember the Nintendo Minis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Um.
but it's all in the console already built in and
Yeah,
everything.
it's
Yeah.
HDMI out. It's HDMI output. It has like 50, 60 games built
Yeah,
into it.
PlayStation did a
But
horrible version of that that
yeah, you know
nobody
what I'm talking
bought.
about.
I know.
Yeah. Well, actually, I
Rough
bought it for
times for
my step.
PlayStation.
I actually bought it for my stepdaughter, but it was on sale when I did it. I
Yeah.
thought about I thought about buying one and just modding it. If I could find one for a good price, I would just buy it and mod it and put every PlayStation game ever existed on there. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Just
the
homebrewing.
Sega, yeah, yeah, the Sega one just sold like hotcakes, and I don't blame them. Like I said, if they brought out a Dreamcast 2 or whatever you want to call it, I think people would buy it up. People are like, "Oh, Sega came back to the console. Watch out, Nintendo!" or something stupid, you know. Um, but yeah, that whole console war thing too is like pretty much dead. I mean, because everybody's doing their own type of thing anymore, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
know
kind of
what you mean.
interesting.
It was funny that you say the Dreamcast too, because I remember for a little bit they were like trying to like get the funding, and they were like kicking the idea of coming back to consoles. But I don't know, something happened. Like you say, maybe it was like a president change. Like the president of Sega, the new president of Sega said no, like kind of like Power Rangers. Like I want to do something, but
Yeah,
we don't want to do something. Maybe something like that. And they were like, we're not making any money, and you know. Besides, we're gonna make
yeah,
all our money
exactly.
with the Jim Carrey Sonic movies. So, and they did. They
Right,
did. They're done.
they
They done
did,
three. Then the next one comes out next month.
and that should be the last one with Jim Carrey too, because as far as I know, that was his final movie. It's kind of sad, but I think there's reasons behind that too.
What? He's retired. Jim Carrey's retiring. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, actually, he said that he was retiring from from all movies and stuff. I was surprised
I
that
didn't know.
he must.
I know he's like pulling
Yeah,
back, but I didn't know he's retired. Retiring.
yeah, he has some issues with some of the studio stuff. Some of the big dogs in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Yeah, he
Yeah. Let's not
he did
drive off the cliff just yet. Just yet.
yeah, he did he did a few things on some talk shows that I'm not gonna try to even get into.
Yeah. Yeah. I know where
Yeah,
you're going. And
yeah,
this ain't that type of show, but yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Moving on. You know what, buddy? You ready for some news here to kind of wrap up the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's. Oh, I didn't ask you. I'm sorry. Do you, before we get to the news, do you have any pickups this week, or did you get anything, or any
No, I
recommendations?
didn't.
If you have like a song you want to recommend, sort of the
No,
variety of the show.
no, I
Then
have nothing today.
I've been listening to some stuff, so that's. But I will say the one pickup I am pretty excited about that I just picked up literally like 20 minutes before we started recording the episode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I I told you I was working on this big playset for one of my animated series, right?
right.
It was a big ship called the Sirena Malvada, and I made it. And
Hmm.
well, I just picked it up. It is
Okay.
beautiful, bro. It is massive. I'll send you a picture of it later, but it is massive. It is the size of a computer. It is a like desktop size big pirate ship for one of my characters, and I'm so happy.
Nice.
Yeah, brother. It is some it is something special because I spent so many hours just modeling the thing, and then having my boy help me with the print of it. You know, shout out to you, buddy. I appreciate it, and he did it for a very fair price too, because even in 3D printing, it was a lot of hours and a lot of work, and
Oh yeah.
like a week and a half to put this thing together and then glue it, and it's you got to be careful. It is a massive pirate ship, but I did want to talk about that. Oh, and the other thing we've been talking about, for those of you that don't know, you're getting closer to hitting 50 episodes, right?
Right.
That'll be our season finale, or will be our 50th episode. Do you want to talk about the topic or you want to leave it, for next time?
Let's leave it for next time.
Okay, well,
Let's get some
yeah,
suspense
yeah,
here.
yeah,
What is going on?
yeah. Okay, yeah. Going back to the other thing. So one of the topics that we're gonna cover as one of the episodes was the Super 7 Karai, right?
Right.
I had ordered it from Amazon, and then Amazon for some reason canceled my order. So I was like, all right. And then I checked one of the comic stores, and the comic store said they have three of them. So then I drive over there, and guess what? There's nothing there.
Oh God.
You know what they wanted to sell me the the Thundercats, the girl. that
Oh
it comes in colors that are similar to Karai. And I was like, that's not fair. Like, you know who I'm talking about? She's like the
man,
blonde with like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
black
yeah,
like
yeah.
scratch from the Thundercats.
Hmm.
I don't know her name. It's
I
like,
don't know the
no, that's
Thundercats names either, besides Lionel.
the thing is. The guy told me he had him in stock because he had a case and he only sold one, unless somebody walked in and bought all three more. But just
Yeah, that makes
like
no sense.
literally, he called me saying, "Hey, look, we have your thing. Okay, I go get it," and then it's not. But
Wow.
that's life, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, so let's start with some news stuff because we are at 55 minutes. First news item, the biggest of news items. There's nothing to tell for Power Rangers. there's,
Well, let me stop you
nothing
there
is
for a
nothing.
second. Let me just stop you
Yeah,
there for a second. It's not really news. It's just something I found. I'll pull it up here right now. But this just came out. This is for pre-order. It's
what is that?
the Death. It's called Death Ranger. Death. And it's part of the Boom Studios comics. It's where you got Trini, Zach, and Jason going off to the peace conference and all that. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was kind of cool to see. It's another pre-orders. It's a statue from
How much is it?
Diamond. $79.
I'm not a
It's not
statue
too
guy.
bad. I'm not a statue guy, but I thought it was kind of cool just to see. You know,
I know the character. So some people
yeah,
have wanted action figures of him, but
yeah.
I don't really
Unfortunately,
have
this,
thoughts on statue.
yeah, the whole statue concept is pretty cool looking, but I don't really would want just to have it. It's like, what am I gonna do with it? Put it outside? Have a collection of statues outside? I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyways, that was it. That was the only thing I know about what's new with Power Rangers is just that one little statue. You can get it on Entertainment Earth here. You can get it on Big Bad Toy Store, um, wherever you want to go, really. But
Yeah.
anyways, that was it for Power Rangers as far as I can tell.
Oh, you just reminded me of something. I one news item for Power Rangers. Vulcan Skull and the translucent Green Ranger and the black and white, the black and gold Megazord. Super.
Megazord.
Yeah, that wave is out. They
Yes.
don't look horrible, but I don't know. It's like
Well,
it
I think
doesn't
Super
seem like
7.
Super Seven is that interested in keeping the line going. So what would make me want to get these other?
No. Remember, the
Use
only other thing they have out is Lord Draken coming out soon. And that's a one
Hopefully,
off, pretty much.
yeah,
I mean, they could call it a wave, but it's really not a wave because it's only one character.
yeah. I asked you, and you weren't sure yourself if it was an actual like if that's Wave 4 or that's just a store exclusive or something. Because
Yeah,
they'll do
it's
that
just
too.
it's,
They'll just drop one figure and work it out.
yeah. Well, as far as I can tell, that's just a figure drop because um yeah, wave 4 is basically the Bulk and Skull wave, theoretically. Um
Yeah.
I mean you could consider the 3.5 wave as the White Ranger. But yeah.
You know that'd be kind of cool if they did like a slim down version, like the deluxe version of Bulk and Skull. Because I don't
You
think
know
people are gonna
that
pay $55. But if you give like a variant version of Bulk and Skull
if
for
they did
25 bucks,
deluxe versions, if they did deluxe
yeah,
version, I would be down. I'd be down. I'd be like, I'll grab them just to have them in a collection. But what they come with
yeah.
and all that does not suit me as Broken Skull. It's like, okay, cool. You got an extra head. You got a hot dog morpher. You got a hamburger morpher. What is this? You could have done something cooler.
Or a 2 pack.
There you go.
Like you make it a store
I-
exclusive. Like, oh, Walmart's the only place you can get the deluxe Bulk and Skull pack.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put anything in there anyways.
No.
People dying for
No.
the what is it? The toilet morpher or like the hot dog morpher. I'm sorry,
I don't know.
that's the
That whole
stupidest thing.
that thing was the most stupidest looking thing. I mean,
Yeah, and Bulk's gonna morph
Mostly,
into a burger. Come on, bro.
most of the stuff that they came with, in my opinion, was just like why. I mean, I understood the videotape recorder for Skull. That one made
Yeah, that's
sense, but
it's an Easter
everything
egg.
else didn't
So
make
yeah,
any sense. Yeah, everything else didn't make any sense to me. But hey, whatever. They could have done something really cool, like have Bulk have like there was an episode of Bulk and Skull holding like a big sub sandwich. I don't know if you remember that, but it was huge, and one was on one end, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. They could have done that. They could have had half of it with Bulk, half of it with Skull, and you could put it together. Like the Blue Rangers lance that they could put together and have a little scene. I mean, that would have been cool. It would have been something. I would have bought it
yeah.
at that point just for that little accessory. But yeah, it
I'll give
wasn't
them
worth
credit.
it.
They did a good job with the boxes. The
Oh, the
boxes for
boxes are
Bulk and Skull
beautiful.
looks cool. They
Yeah,
look very
but
Saved by the
again,
Bellish, right? Like
right.
right with
But
the
again,
turquoise and the purples and like the corner is being yellow. It looks like look here's Zach and here's
right.
Kelly and Screech and Slater and
But
Jesse.
but again, but again, I wouldn't be keeping those boxes unless I'm planning on like displaying them in the boxes. But that's not really what I like to do. So you know,
Yeah, but you could kind of use if hypothetically speaking, if you were gonna uh, make the Rangers like the civilian Rangers, if you're gonna make Jason, Tommy, whatever, all six, you could probably use that backdrop and just like change out some of the artwork to kind of keep the
oh
aesthetic
yeah,
of the juice bar. That's another way they could probably do the deluxe. Because if they don't have any confidence in making like a Trini figure, not just a Yellow Ranger figure, or oh look, here's a deluxe, the juice bar edition, and you just make them in their regular clothes or something.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, cause I don't know where you go with the Power Ranger line. It's weird. Like when we did an episode where we were talking about the Transformers line and Super Seven. Like I think it's one of those. It's very parallel to each other because funny enough, they're both from Hasbro.
Yeah.
Like two lines
Well,
that are struggling so hard. It's like,
they just need to finish out what they're missing first for the
yeah,
MMPR line. They just need to finish out the Moon Palace and then move on to Zeo and call it a day. Because if you can do Lord Draken, you can do Zeo. I'm sorry. There's no reason you can't move on to Zeo. But don't make people wait for those last three characters after saying you're gonna do the whole thing and then
yeah,
you haven't done it. You're already doing recolorings, reprinting. Um, yeah. Like I said, I think I'm pretty much done with Super Seven. I'm just waiting for those
yeah,
last three to drop if they ever drop. You know, it's like people that collect the Ninja Turtles. I'm sure you want certain ones and they haven't released them yet, or if they have
oh,
released them,
we can really get into
you
that
can go
one.
on. Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, I mean, release the teams. I always think when a company does any type of toy line, if it's a team, release the whole team. If they have villains, release the villains that go with that team. And then move on. Stop going, I got this character, that character, this character, that character. Oh, look, a whole nother show with that show. It's called, Turtles in Time or whatever. And we're going to do these four characters. Then we're going to go back 3 years later to the first set and then go back to that one a month later. Oh, whatever. I think companies need to just finish what they started. And
Yeah,
that's what made people pissed off about Hasbro's, Lightning Collection they never finished. They could have said, you know what? We're gonna finish these last four, lines and call it a day. And people would have been happy. They'd be like, well, at least you finished my set. Instead of just having one ranger this team and one ranger that team and yeah.
yeah. With the Rangers, funny enough, last year it's been literally almost an entire calendar year since we did our last season finale because we're edging closer to this one. But remember, we did an episode where predictions for Super Seven, and we were talking about
Yeah.
you know the make a four pack for the Zords to kind of be done with at least the auxiliary swords that go with the Tyrannosaurus and the Dragozord.
Yeah,
If they don't articulate fine, but at least you got your set in or something like that. It's been almost an entire year and goose eggs, bro. Like,
yeah. Well, what sucks is I could see Super 7 doing the one thing that no one wants to ever happen. They're gonna probably put Megazord in battle mode, and I just don't see that being a smart idea. It's
I
like
don't,
okay,
I don't know. I don't know
you know,
what they're doing. Like, it's hard to tell with them
yeah,
with the Power Rangers.
it is. I
It's
mean,
not
I
as
don't mind the
consistent as others. You know.
no, I don't mind the black and gold Megazord, but what they should have done was that should have been what Bandai used to do. That was just a Comic Con exclusive, usually for Bandai. Was we're gonna take the black and gold one and put it in Comic Con. So if you wanted that, you can have it, but you got to be at Comic Con for it. Not make it.
Yeah, yeah. I think we have two more Megazord releases
Yeah,
for Super Seven. I think for sure they're doing a glow in the dark Megazord. There's no
yeah,
way they don't make a glow in the dark Megazord, and then they do a translucent one. Like, oh look, you can see through it, kind of like their Super Cyborg thing.
yeah.
Because they did the
That'd be
same
it.
thing with Voltron already. They've been milking that Voltron.
Oh
I think there's
yeah,
another Voltron glow in the dark coming out soon for Super Seven, right? You've seen it, right? Like it's
probably.
all glow in the dark, but
I,
with only like three
yeah,
spots of paint. Like, oh look, here's
yeah.
the red, here's the green, and it's basically a green figure.
I just want them to move on. I mean, seriously, if they're gonna do any more Zords, Dragon Zord in battle mode. Something different, or I don't know, not Ultra Zord, but m- Ultra Megazord, I think it was called, without the
Yeah,
Titanus. But yeah, it's like do
yeah, the
those
Ultra Sword.
two. Yeah, do those two next or something. Don't keep continuing the Megazord repaint. Stop doing that. Do something different. I mean, heck, that's even a way to get another power coin. Even Dragonzord in battle mode give you the Sabertooth Tiger power coin.
Yeah,
The Ultra Megazord gives you this power coin. You know, People would buy them because they would want that extra piece. I would. Honestly, I want those coins. I think Super 7's power coins look fantastic. You know?
yeah. I think their problem is they try to be super. Look, every company uses the same buck and the same sculpt. When you get the Zords, you really can't. Like, hypothetically speaking, we start doing the Ninja Zords, right? The
Yeah.
Red Eight, the Red Eight doesn't share the same body with the Pink Crane, so you have to make a brand new sculpt and a whole new thing,
Mhm.
right? Or
Definitely.
you do the Black Frog. You could only use the Black Frog. You can't use that sculpt to make the Blue Wolf. So you would have
Yeah.
to make a new sculpt. You have to, which is just part of toy making, bro. I think they're at the point too, and maybe they didn't think about this because you look at Power Rangers, you could use a lot of the same bucks for the all five Power Rangers are the same body. The putties, last time you told me you have the putty, it uses the same body. So
The
you're looking,
same body. Yeah.
yeah, so you're looking at six things that share the same body. You do a glow in the dark, you've already used it again. You're doing the ones with the little half a metallic, the little symbol on the chest. There's a Hasbro
Yeah.
Pulse exclusive. That's another reuse. But when you get the Zords, you're not gonna make a black and gold Tyrannosaurus. I mean,
No.
unless you do. I mean, unless you do. I mean, they did a black and gold Dragon Zord, but Dragon Zord's kind of his own thing because he stands as
It
his own.
is.
Because it's Dragon Zord. It goes by
Yeah.
itself, but it also goes with the Mighty Megazord. So it
But
could
but
kind of
again,
play on its own.
even that, when they came down to what the accessories was in that thing, wasn't they gave you a different set of hands. Literally. That was like the biggest thing is it's gold and black, but you got these hands instead of these ones. So to get
Yeah,
all the sets of hands, you have to collect both of them. And it's like, no, no. You know? But you know what? Now that you were talking about that, maybe Playmates is doing something good. Maybe instead of showing off what they have coming out, maybe they've actually
no,
sat down and thought about what they can do without. losing too much money ahead of time. So they go, okay, well, we can do these ones because they all have the same scope. We can do these ones. These ones, well, these Power Rangers would do the same as these ones because all they need is a different outfit with a different head. The Zords, well, let's calculate the Zords. Well, how much closer could we get from Voltron to the Megazord, and how can we interact with that? You know, so maybe not showing it off on this Comic Con that just came past. Maybe it was a good thing because you don't want to give somebody hopes up and goes, well, what happened to it? It's kind of like watching a movie preview, and all of a sudden that
Yeah.
scene's never in the movie. And you're like, what happened to that scene? That's why I came to see it. You know,
Well, you try to look at the Playmates not having anything for Power Rangers at Comic Con, and yeah, I'll be the first to admit I was disappointed. I was let down, whatever you want to say. I was not happy. But if you look at it from another side, maybe the toys weren't ready. Number one, okay, maybe they just weren't
Mhm.
ready. Maybe the packaging or the tooling, whatever. Maybe they accidentally put lead in one of the figures, and you can't. You have to throw it out. You have to destroy them, or whatever reasons they have. They weren't ready to show. Okay. Number
Yeah.
two, they could have another toy line that they're really pumping out, and they don't want to like muddy up the waters. Number three, there's so many toy reveals at Comic Con. For you to stand out, you're not going to stand out. You know,
No.
especially for a relaunch, because that's what it's going to be. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's a brand new. It's a relaunch. So maybe they didn't
Well,
want to like everybody's reading. There's so much to choose from. It'll just get lost in the sauce. So maybe they
yeah.
don't want to do that.
Well,
But
also they were celebrating 40 years of Ninja Turtles at that point too. Still,
yeah,
so I mean that was the
yeah,
big
that's true.
Playmates thing at this year. It wasn't Playmates Power Rangers. No, it was Playmates Ninja Turtles. That's exactly what it was. Every company, Mondo, everybody that was doing Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles. Uh so when I think now about it, it's like okay, it makes sense. You don't want to go okay, well, Ninja Turtles are hot, but we're gonna make sure Power Rangers are known. No, they're just gonna go, well, we are the ones making it. See you next
Yeah,
year. you know? Uh
yeah. That
and
reminded me of
hopefully oh wow.
yeah.
Am I losing
You
connection?
you remember? You probably remember this. There was a sign for Shrek 2 coming out 2 years before it did. Like I think Shrek 2 is coming out 2020 2016, and it was like 2014. Like
Mhm.
what? Wow, man!
Yeah. Well,
Shrek's coming in 2016. So man, don't
I'm
tell me
not gonna
that.
be surprised if all of a sudden you see the YouTubers having these Playmate Power Ranger
Yeah,
toys because somehow these YouTubers always get them way ahead of everybody else. And you're like,
yeah.
how? How did you get that? I didn't even know it came out yet. Oh, it hasn't come out. It was sent to me, or my Target behind the scenes or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, if I go ask my Target or my Walmart, they'd be like, we don't got that. Even if they had it, they would be like, we don't got that.
And
Yeah.
then they pretend to go to the back. They stand there for a second and then come back out. Like, didn't find anything.
Well, let me tell you something. I had a job offer with Walmart. I went to the back of their location where they, get all the trucks in and stuff. Yeah, they don't got much really. It's like they like Walmart at least. I don't know about Target, but Walmart like has certain days that the orders come in and it's like very small orders of stuff because it's like they want to go through their product. They don't want to let it sit on the shelf and keep adding to it. So they don't order as much as they probably could. So like last time I went to Walmart as well, I went down the Ninja Turtle section and went down that aisle that had the remastered versions that I got. Absolutely none of those exist anymore. Those things are totally gone. So um, I guess I could feel lucky that I have them because they don't exist anywhere anymore. The
Yeah,
40th anniversary original sketch ones I can still see at Target. Mostly it's Michelangelo and Donatello. I've not seen a Leonardo or
yeah.
Raphael.
Those haven't been a massive success.
No, the
But yeah, you're right.
remastered
The
ones.
remastered ones, they're all gone because
Yeah,
everybody wants even to
yeah.
talk bad about them, but they still want. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? A lot of people
Oh,
that
I
talk
hate this.
bad about
Here's my
them,
money.
right? The ones that talk bad about them always are like, "Oh wow, they're so good now." Well, I'm like to myself, like, I swear to God, like a month ago, you were telling me that don't buy them the texture thing and blah blah blah. It's like whatever, dude. I
Yeah, I'm
bought them
talking
because I
Marvel
thought they
style.
looked fantastic. Yeah. To find out, reality is that texture thing's been going on since the movie Turtles. Turtles 3. The textures of those ones are the exact same ones as the remasters I have up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. So what's the next topic of the news?
Oh yeah. So yeah, getting back to the news, taking a couple of lane changes in this episode as well. Uh, the Technodrome, the reissued Technodrome, I've been seeing some reviews on it.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I did too.
what do you think before I go into my thing?
Well, the one I saw, and it was actually tonight before we started filming, so this is perfect. Uh the guy had the original one and he had the remastered one, and it's about 2 inches actually
Yeah, it's two
smaller
and a
than
half.
the no.
It's
Okay,
small.
well, when he measured it, he said it was about 2 inches difference according to his ruler. So in height, in width, they look totally different in width. I mean, the original one looks a lot fatter than the other
Beefy.
one, but yeah, it's a pretty good recreation of it. There's a few different color scheme differences on it than the original one that he had. So, but like he said, the original one could hook up to the old fashioned sewer layer, and have a little playset connection. And he had the little pipe that went with it. He goes, it does fit on the remastered one, just not very well. You have to kind of like finagle it a little bit to make it work
Mhm.
where it stay in place. But like he said, if you have the playset, it will just sit there because it would be connected to both ends. Be fine. But he's like, I hope they bring out the original playset for this one, the remastered playset. But I think it looks fantastic. The characters don't fit as well as they should because of how small it is. But again, I think Playmates is looking at this as a collector thing more than let's buy it for my kids like it would have been back in the day. Now it's more of, oh, I'm an adult, I have adult money, and I never got that as a kid. I want one. So let's go pick it up. You know.
Yeah. So I've seen a couple of reviews on it, not this one. I saw one for Toy Shiz. The Toy Shiz did a review on it, and he got it for free, and he's like, "Oh, thanks for them to giving it to me." And then he starts grabbing the figures, and none of the figures fit anywhere. I don't know if you've seen the Toy Shiz video. I'm
No,
not
because
just from what I see. He's grabbing the shredder, and the shredder don't fit on the seat. He's grabbing the turtles, and they don't fit in the little jail thing. He grabs a Rocksteady, and he can't hold on to the barbells of the gunner outside. Like basically nothing fits. But then he grabs the reaction figures, the Super Seven reaction figures, and everything fits perfectly. And then he's like, "Yeah, if you have, if you have reaction figures, yeah, go ahead and get it." It's like, you
well,
okay?
that's
That's
funny.
your take, which isn't a bad take, but that's your take.
Maybe he grabbed the wrong figures because the guy that I watched, all of his figures, well, like you said, Shredder fits where he's supposed to be. Crane fits exactly on that little pose with no problem. And the trapdoor to the jail cell, Mikey got caught a little bit, but if he pushed down on Mikey, he fell right in. Nothing's
Yeah,
perfect. Bebop could
choices
hang
went in
off the
on that.
little, yeah, Bebop could hang from the little monkey bar thing. He showed it all. I mean, it all, and it was like, okay, well, maybe your guy Troy Riz, maybe he grabbed the Super Seven figures, being funny and just trying to get people not to buy it or something.
It does look good. I'm not
You
gonna
know?
lie. The
Yeah,
reaction figures look really good on the technical side. You have a collection of reaction
yeah.
figures.
Well, that's all you. You have a collection of reaction figures.
I do. I mean, but I
Yeah,
also got totes and totes of the actual toy line, and the Super Seven, and the this and that.
yeah.
But that's
Well, like,
another topic for another day. I
yeah,
saw this different review on it, and this other person, he grabbed some of the figures and he was able to fit them in perfectly. The only one that he couldn't fit in was Shredder because Shredder has these weird legs. And to be fair, Shredder's always had those weird legs,
yeah.
right? I mean, but everything else, like, oh look, the turtles fit a little snug, but they fit. This fits, but that fits. Like, I
No,
wouldn't
I
have
just
done that of shrinking the Technodrome though. I would not have done
I,
that. That's a
I
bad
don't
move.
I don't understand that. I really don't. But I'm not the one that did it, so
But
I have no
your
idea.
yeah, but your reissues are basically the one for one
Yeah,
from the original. So you're not even introducing a new size scale. Like they do with GI Joe's, like, oh, it's supposed to be 3 3/4, and then it's like a little less than 3 3/4, and then no, like you move the finger. You're not moving you're moving the scale. You're not moving the scale with these toys.
yeah,
They're pretty much the toys you had before now. And
exactly.
this other reviewer was like, yeah, these it fits not, but they fit, and it seems pretty cool. I'm not gonna make a judgment call just yet until Amazon says that I'm up on the because I'm on the wait list now. So
Well,
when I
like
get
I
it, eventually
said,
we'll review it. Yeah,
yeah.
but
Well,
it
like I
it
said,
does look pretty
I think
cool.
I think it looks great. It looks fantastic. The guy that I watched said tonight was that it took him 2 hours to put it together
Yeah, because he
because
could put the stickers off.
all the sticker stuff, all the stickers, that's what took the longest. And I understand that. I understand that stickers can be a pain in the yeah, can be a pain. So
Yeah. Moving on, Mondo and Playmates. I think they're both trolling us because we talked about this. And I talked to you about this a little
yeah,
off here. When I saw these sculpts, I was like, they're gonna make the red and white versions. I guess what they do in New York Comic Con exclusive is a red and white version of both of these. The Mondos, the Fubi
yeah,
ones, the big ones, and then Playmates, the
uh huh,
Sketch Turtles are coming out in the. They're
yeah,
both coming out with the same exact thing at the same. Like I said it as a joke. I didn't think they were gonna actually call my bluff on it, bro. But I don't know. What do you
yeah.
think?
Well, it was funny because when you first sent me the link, it sent me to the topic, but the picture they had was the remastered, or not the remastered, the original sketch turtles. And then when I looked it up, I saw the Monder turtles. I'm like, oh, why did they have that? They had the wrong picture on the post for some reason. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
yeah, again, it's just it's nothing special. It's just a color difference. Again, it's not like you're getting anything special with these Mondo characters. You're just getting a variant. And again, I'm not a very big fan of variants. Too much like original sketch turtles. Okay, I rather have the black and red banana ones than the colorful ones because that's what they would have been. You know,
yeah, because they're closer to the
but
image than anything else.
yeah, they'd be closer to the image that way. But at the same point, I would just having black and white turtles all together in that point of view instead of colorful or red masses pure black and white. But what Mondo's doing is just like you said, it's a cash grab for big turtle fans that need everything in their life, every turtle, every company ever made. Um, yeah.
Now watch next week. Super Seven comes out with their reaction version of the red bandana with white skin turtles. Oh
They
god,
already did that. They did that once, I thought.
they did black and white. They did
Oh,
black and
they did
white.
black and white. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's the exact same sculpt they've been looking for a while now. But
Yeah, speaking of reaction figures, I thought about collecting the Power Ranger line for that because it's like at least I
yeah,
could
you've
have
been
them
telling
all.
me about that, but you never pulled up the trigger. You've been talking about it for
No,
a year.
no.
Either buy it or don't.
Well, I know. Well, I have Scorpion, I have the Green Ranger. Um, but they're like $20 each, so it's like, come on, that's like an investment right there. Buying all of them, it's like an investment just for something that big. They don't move.
I am. I'll tell you. Since I talked about this last time in a little bit, it's like I don't have a problem with the getting the monsters for it, but the ranges look like garbage. Personally, I think the monsters all look fine. You can
Yeah,
right now you can buy the entire Moon Palace in that scale, so that's fine. I want to see them come out with another wave. If they come out with a wave that's strong, then okay, maybe you'll get me. Because right now they kind of got
yeah.
me thinking about it, but I'm not gonna pull the trigger until they like make Master Vile or make something more. Make more. If you're gonna do
I
it,
mean,
do
well,
it.
That's my problem
The
with it
monsters
right now.
come out good.
That's
I think their monsters come out good
yeah,
in reaction.
they do.
But
They come out great. The monsters, the monsters and the Zords look fantastic, in my opinion. The Power Rangers are just basic. Sorry to say, Power Rangers are
too
just
basic.
very basic.
They look too
I mean,
generic.
okay,
They look like they should
well,
be a
well,
dollar.
okay. So here's the thing. If you could find an original Sentai Power Ranger toys, guess what? They wasn't lying in the interview. They are one for one recreation with the cut and everything. Not the Bandai America toys, the original Sentai toy cut on it.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. One little off note thing here, but I was thinking about it. We had talked about it a little before, and I'm surprised it hasn't come to fruition yet. Is you remember the Legacy line, right?
Oh
The
yeah,
Power Rangers Legacy line.
hmm
Why
very
doesn't Super
popular still to
Sentai
this
keep
day.
making that scale? Yeah, why don't Super Sentai keep making that scale? Because it's still Toei. They still have access to those costumes. So you could technically get, you know, okay, we want to do the Turbo Rangers in that scale, or we want to do the the Zenkaiger. That's a very good show, by the way, the Zenkai or whatever other Sentai you want to make. You could keep making those
Yeah,
teams in that scale. If Bandai holds the patents to those sculpts, you can bring back the Legacy line, just call it a different name, but you keep making that sculpt. I'd be interested in that, even if I have to pay a little more. Keep the line
yeah.
going, right? I mean, they
Are you
weren't.
talking about these? Are you talking about the 6-inch scope? Or are you talking about the original one that's like 5 point something?
No, I'm talking about the Legacy ones, the Power Rangers Legacy that Bandai made. That they made
Yeah,
the Rangers and they did the Space Rangers. They did three of the Ninja Storm characters, but they didn't have any human heads.
yeah.
This was
You're
the
talking about,
collector line before Lightning Collection.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah, yeah,
about.
that's what I'm saying. If you could keep making these figures, if just put it the Sentai logo instead of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just put the Zenkaiger or the Zoo Ranger or whatever.
Yeah,
Release the other three Ninja Storm characters that we never got. I like that scale. I like that book.
yeah.
Maybe they don't think it'll sell in Japan though. Yeah,
You know what though? I
maybe
mean,
it's a different
honestly,
market.
I would love to see Sentai figures come out over here, even like Car Rangers. You know that we know it as Turbo. Car Rangers over there was fantastic. I love the show. I love the enemies. The main bad guy was not the same bad guy we had. It was not Divatox. It was a totally different enemy, different look
Yeah,
and everything. That show, fantastic. I would love to see those characters in over here in that kind of scale, like you said, the legacy scale. You know, and have those enemies too. Have the
yeah,
female enemies and stuff. You know that they had.
well, yeah. I think the first thing would be Mighty Morphin because the only real like weirdo in Mighty Morphin is Lord Zed. Lord Zed's the only character that's of original American footage. Everything else is Japanese. So you can
Yeah,
make a Japanese Finster in that scale. You can make Goldar. You can make Rita. You can make Squad Babu. You can make the putties are as Sentai as you get. So you can make a
yeah,
cheap Sentai like. But I don't know. I hope somebody thinks about doing this because if Bandai still has the patent on this sculpt, they still work with Toei, and if these people aren't going to do it, you know, it's just money on the table. You're leaving money on the table, in
yeah.
my
But yeah,
moving on.
Bandai has
Yeah.
the rights to all that stuff though. Still, you know, but it's not called Power Rangers. It's called Sentai. So don't get it
Yeah, because
confused.
the
Don't get it
Lightning Collection is
confused.
not moving forward right now. That's but the collectors still want to collect.
Hmm.
And if you don't fill that void, someone else is gonna. And I said this
Yeah,
on when we were talking about Super Seven a couple episodes ago that now should have been the time for them to strike hard at the collector, but they're not. They're not. They don't have any competition. There's really
no,
nobody in the collector game fighting for that collector money. You
no.
only have 1/12 quarter the movie ones that are like bootleggish, non-officially. So or three
Yeah.
zero. That's the only things really out there for Power Rangers. So they have a clean way of attacking, but I don't know, for whatever reason, they don't want to do it. Speaking Super 7, cute segue, right? See how I move into more Super 7? We have Ninja Turtles Wave 7. Donnie and the Gorilla are the first ones that are out now. The whole wave's technically out, but the
Okay.
actual
I was gonna
shipping
say,
ones
wait, what?
are the Punker Donnie and
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know.
Super Seven's falling behind.
Yeah, buddy. I don't want to start collecting the rock. I saw the Rock and Roll Leo today at a store. At the store, I told you where I was supposed to get the Karai, but I thought to myself, man, what am I gonna collect this Rock and Roll Leo if they never end up doing the ref, and I end up with like a three-person team instead
There
of
you
all
go
four
again.
girls.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a while, anyways. Even if they do announce, wave whatever with Rock and
Yeah.
Roll Wrath, I've already been bitten once by the undercover turtles. I don't need.
Yeah.
It's disappointing not to finish your teams, bro. Especially
And
with turtles, you always need the four turtles, bro.
you know what's bad about Super 7 too, I noticed? It takes forever before something goes down in price. It's like it's hard to find something that's been out for over a year lower than the average price. It's like always $55. And then if you go for secondhand stops like eBay or whatnot or whatever, good luck. You're gonna get them even higher price.
Yeah. You want to know something funny? I was looking for videos of Wave 7 being reviewed, right? On YouTube. And the only thing I could see was people doing reaction videos to the announcement of Wave 7. And guess what? Wave 7 was announced 2 years ago. And just
Hmm.
like this week they're dropping. Just like,
Well,
jeez, bro.
actually, you just made a good point too, because I've been looking for reviews on Broken Skull. I haven't found any on YouTube.
No, they started hitting this week. I've
Oh,
seen a
did
couple
they?
videos.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen
They
any of
just
them.
they just those are the freshest things out there. You just have to
Okay.
hit refresh literally, but you'll find some. But that's 2 years
Because
ago they announced this wave, bro.
yeah.
No bueno. Moving on, Joy Toy, the the company Joy Toy has just launched images for Shredder and two different foot
Oh
soldiers.
yes, I love
You
that
seen
looking
this?
shredder. That shredder's awesome looking. If it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah,
Yeah, I think the foot
yeah.
soldiers. The only difference is like the weapons. Like one comes with like guns and one comes with
Um,
swords. I
something like
haven't
that. Yeah.
taken a deep look at them, but yeah, they do look good. They do look good.
Yeah.
I like the purple head and the robotic body, the guns
I
and the
couldn't find.
belts.
I couldn't find a price on those things. I saw a European price, but that doesn't help me any.
I think they're like $70 because they're
Are they?
imports, right? Joy is an import company,
Yeah, I think
so they gotta
so.
be like 60, $70.
I don't know, but that
They
shredder
do
looked
look very good.
awesome.
They look really good. The next news item here is NECA the Red Elite Foot Soldier is out now. So for those of you looking for that specific character, it's out now.
Any your NECA fans, go for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If that's what you're into. I said
Be,
this
ca-
is a condescending episode.
be careful.
If you
You
want
might
to
go
live your
down.
life that way, go ahead.
Right, man.
If
Some
that's what you want
people,
to do with your money, go ahead.
as long as you have money, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
this economy, jeez, let's talk. No, let's
yeah.
not talk about it.
Well, that's that's Bloomberg money. We don't want to go into that.
My stocks are
Yeah,
falling down. Okay, I don't want to talk about it.
jeez, bro. Then we have to like review the Vince McMahon Netflix show, and we don't
I
want to go
actually
into
thought
that one
I
either.
almost wanted to watch it. Almost, I heard some really interesting stuff about it.
Yeah, I've seen people, doing their versions of, oh, I'm gonna see it, I'm not gonna see it. Oh, I can't believe they did. And McMahon already put out a press thing saying like, well, there's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor, and I'm not sure how this is gonna play out because I think it drops this week. But
It's already out.
this
Yeah.
isn't wrestling talking, so we shouldn't, especially
Oh.
with that price. I was really looking for. We don't want the smoke around here. We don't have the time for the smoke either.
No, we got other things to do like automotive talk.
Yeah, yeah, buddy. Oh man, you want
Dun,
to go?
dun,
We can
dun.
go.
Hey, I did some
We can
automotive stuff
go, bro.
today.
I can. Oh man. Well, let's get back to the news because we're running a little long today. We're at an hour and 30, and we still got a few things. The next news item: the giant Sofubi crane that was like over $200
Yeah.
that we had talked about a little bit. That's out now,
Oh
and
wow.
I've seen a couple of reviews on it, and most reviews are disappointing. People are like, I can't believe I spent all this money on this thing. The crane is a squishy ball, and the arms don't move more than just this. And I get it; it's an
Wow.
art form because it's a half vinyl thing, but I don't know, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I like the sculpt. If it was hard plastic, sure, why not?
Well, that's the problem with a lot of these expensive products that they look fantastic, but you don't get what you want with it. You know.
Yeah, it looks
And
like it
it's
would fit in good with the Mondo stuff, though. If you're gonna collect the Mondo line, for those of you collecting the big Mondo line, that might be a way to get a Krang until eventually they do their own version of Krang.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I didn't ask you this. How much do you think that Mondo 4 pack of the black and red, the white and red version of the turtles are gonna be? Because I didn't see a price. What price do you think it's going?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say if it's a 4 pack and each one was like
4 pack
I think originally each one was like $75 by
is
themselves.
like 90. Yeah, yeah,
A
they're out there.
90 by themselves. Oh god. So I'm gonna say probably about 500, maybe more. But 500 at least.
So your thing is 500.
About 500.
Okay, so my
'Cause, uh,
prediction for that,
and
I
here's the
see
reason
it
why.
at
Here's the
430.
reason why though. One how
Yeah.
much?
I
430?
see it 430. San
Okay.
Diego exclusive. It's gonna be at least 400. So I think 430, probably 450 with tax and shipping or whatever.
But Sep, here's
It,
the thing with
it
here's
can't
the
be
thing.
less.
No, it can't be less. But here's the thing. Most cons with these type of special things usually has some kind of like special packaging or something that people want to keep. So they go, the price of the turtles themselves, say 90 each, so that's 400. Plus it's a con, so we can boost up the price even ways because people are going to buy them at the con. So let's say that's another
Special
50 plus
box. Special
special
box, like you said.
box. Let's say that's another 25 plus tax, so about 500. Because I can do these stupid shit like this, Everybody goes, "Oh, I'm going to the con. Oh, look at those turtles. I'm gonna buy them. How much? Oh, I can't get them in. Okay, let's come on, bring it here. I'm gonna pay
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna slide my card or whatever and regret it tomorrow." you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I can't argue with that logic. Yeah, it
yeah.
just that's
It's
where
like
we are.
if I went to Comic Con, I would have had the black and red masked turtles. I would have. I would have picked them up, even though I don't have the money for it. I still would have picked them up. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get more remastered stuff. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I know we're getting Shredder and Bebop. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Shredder, Rocksteady, and the remaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I hope they don't die out there, or they decide to cancel those, or because I like those. We did a whole review on those 4 remastered turtles.
Well,
We gotta get more of that stuff.
again, as long as they do the main crew, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, April O'Neil, Casey Jones. That's what I consider the main crew. You got
Yeah,
Vern, you got Irma, and all that too. You could do, but
yeah,
the
but
main
that's
crew,
down the line stuff
that's over there. I don't even know if they released any of those.
in time.
Yeah, in time they could do those, but the main line. What I think of the main line, April O'Neil in the yellow jumpsuit, not the green, yellow. Uh, yeah, just the mainline characters.
Yeah, I hope they don't die out there because those are such good spokes. That's such good work that they've done. So like, just stop,
Yeah.
Dave.
Well, I did watch the Michael Bay movies 2 nights ago, and I gotta say, if they were gonna make anything out of there, remastered, redone the vision of it, the Shredder from the first one, would be fantastic character to buy. I would buy it. I love that Shredder look. that metal armor Shredder. That second movie Shredder was a disappointment. It should have went that Shredder first, then this metal Shredder. I think that would have made more sense. Go from movie one, that it's kind of like a weak looking Shredder, to movie two
Yeah,
of, oh my god, what the heck did just happened? You know.
yeah.
So,
But that movie had, oh my, you remember the drama there, that the script leak for the first one, and it
oh
was supposed to
yes,
be
oh
like a
yes.
fake star, and
The
the
Alien
star all
Turtles.
got,
Yeah, the Alien
yeah,
Turtles. Yes, I remember it.
yeah, because people were freaking out. Oh my God, Michael Fixner, the guy from Mom is gonna be Shredder. So all right, then
Yeah.
don't go with this whole script if you already did so much. You already like, it's weird, but
Yeah.
let's not get into a whole thing there. The next news item here is Playmates, the reissues. They're hitting more places now. The latest reissue wave, where they're reissuing Casey Jones, the movie Foot Soldier, the Rat King. Those I got a few at Toys R Us inside of Macy's, and now they're starting to hit some of the Targets, and they're starting to hit
Okay.
more places. Next is your favorite company right here, the Loyal Subjects. That's your people right there.
Yeah, that's my favorite
that's
people.
that's them your folks.
Yeah, that's it.
They got an undead pack of the four Ninja Turtles, which is basically them, the IDW Turtles
Uh
in
huh.
brown,
Yeah.
brown color,
So
all
those
brown.
related. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
the
see.
undead pack.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And to close out the final news item of today, and I did send you a picture of this the other day. The Casey Jones and Shredder, the skateboard,
Oh yes, yes. I
the
saw
Ross
those.
ones,
Yep,
they are
I saw
hitting
those. I
Ross, Burlington, yeah, all of the liquidation. They're hitting straight there. They're not even trying to go to store anymore. So,
no. I
but I
saw
do
those
like
at
their specs.
Ross. I saw those at Ross a few weeks ago, and I was like, I saw the turtle ones before at like Walmart, but the Shredder and the Casey Jones one, I was never saw before. I was like, this is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Casey and the Shredder, they're posed regularly. The turtles you saw, they're like trying to.
Yeah.
They look very inappropriately posed. Their heads is like,
Yeah. I
you
got
get
you.
it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
But again, that
PG
line, that
show, but
line,
those poses are
that,
not very PG-ish.
uh,
They look
no,
like
and
they're
that
trying to.
that that skateboarding line, it was interesting to see because like it came out of nowhere originally. Mutant Mayhem was around, and then those came out. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Because the skateboard version of those, like the Mutant Mayhem version of those, I think they're like locked into regions. Like, okay, only one region gets the Donatello, and then another one gets the Fly Guy, the Fly Superfly. Somebody else gets Mikey and Raph, because they're not releasing the whole pack.
no,
The tune versions with all the weird necks all the way down, that I've seen everywhere.
yeah,
You can't escape those. Those are like ridiculously available.
yeah,
Like almost too available.
yep.
But yeah, yeah. I think that is it for the news. Unless you have anything else you want to cover, buddy, I think
I think,
we can
I
put a
think,
pin on this one.
yeah, we're gonna just pin on it because I don't have anything to add. I try to find stuff every day, to report on my channel itself, and it's very dry right now, dry for toys
Yeah,
itself. Yeah. So just like you, if I find something, I usually shoot you a text or something to show you. And yeah, there's really nothing out here.
yeah. Well, everyone, hope you guys enjoyed this show, and we will catch you next time.
Yep.
Peace out.
Catch you next time. Peace.